What if I told you that your life could completely change with just 1% improvement a day? Sounds too simple, right? But that's the core message of one of the most powerful books on self-improvement, Atomic Habits by James Clear. In this video, we're breaking down Chapter 1, The Surprising Power of Atomic Habits. We're going to explore how tiny changes, the kind that are so small they almost feel like they don't matter, can transform your habits, your identity, and your entire life. So grab your coffee, settle in, because by the end of this video, you'll have the mindset and the strategy to start making life-changing progress, one small habit at a time. Let's start with the name itself, Atomic Habits. The word atomic means two things: tiny, like an atom, the smallest unit of matter; powerful. Atoms hold massive energy inside them. So when James Clear says atomic habits, he's talking about tiny routines that hold the power to change everything. Most of us underestimate the power of small choices. We think we need to make huge changes to get big results. But James flips this idea. He says, habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Let that sink in. Just like money grows through compounding over time, your habits compound too, whether they're good or bad. You might not see the effects of that 5-minute walk today, or that single glass of water instead of soda. But do it every day, and suddenly your body, your mindset, and your results start to change quietly, steadily, and then exponentially. James shares this powerful stat. Right arrow, if you improve by just 1% every day for a year, you'll be 37 times better by the end. Not 37% better. 37 times. Now flip it. If you decline by just 1% daily, you end up close to zero. That's how powerful tiny habits can be. Let's be honest, most of us have been there. We set a New Year's resolution. We join the gym. We decide, this time I'll wake up early. I'll start meditating. I'll eat healthy. And for a few days, maybe even a few weeks, we do it. But eventually, we stop. Why? Because we don't see instant results. We expect our lives to change overnight. And when they don't, we lose motivation. Let's be honest, most of us have been there. We set a New Year's resolution. But here's what James Clear teaches us. All big things come from small beginnings. The seed of every habit is a single, tiny decision. This brings us to one of the most powerful concepts in Chapter 1, the plateau of latent potential. Think of it like this. You're heating up an ice cube in a cold room. At 28 degrees Fahrenheit, nothing happens. 29 degrees Fahrenheit, nothing. 30, 31, 32, still nothing. Then, at 33 degrees Fahrenheit, it starts to melt. That 1 degree shift made the change visible, but the energy was building up all along. This is how habits work. Progress is often invisible in the beginning. You're building momentum, brick by brick. But since you don't see immediate results, it feels like it's not working. James calls this the valley of disappointment. Most people give up here, right before the breakthrough. Don't make that mistake. Trust the process. Stick with the system. Your breakthrough is probably just 1 degree away. Now here's something most self-help books won't tell you. Goals don't change your life. Habits do. Let me explain. James Clear says, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. We all have goals. Lose weight. Get better grades. Start a business. Learn a language. But if everyone has the same goals, why do only some people succeed? Because goals are about the outcome. Systems are about the process. Think of it this way. A goal is to run a marathon. A system is your weekly running schedule. A goal is to write a book. A system is your daily writing routine. Winners and losers often have the same goals. The difference is the system they follow. Focusing only on goals can also lead to some dangerous traps. Momentary success. You hit the goal, then fall back. Ever lost weight, then regained it. Identity crisis. You reach the goal, then ask, now what? Constant dissatisfaction. You're always chasing the next goal instead of enjoying the journey. Systems, on the other hand, make success inevitable. Because you're not focused on results, you're focused on showing up consistently. Here's the real magic. This is the part that blew my mind, and probably will change the way you think about habits forever. James Clear introduces the concept of identity-based habits. He says, the ultimate form of intrinsic motivation is when a habit becomes part of your identity. Most people approach change by focusing on what they want to achieve. I want to lose weight. I want to write a book. I want to be more confident. That's outcome-based thinking. Instead, start with who you want to become. I want to be a healthy person. I want to be a writer. I want to be someone who speaks with confidence. Here's the breakdown James gives. Outcomes what you get. Process is what you do. Identity what you believe. Real change comes when your habits are a reflection of your identity. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. Every time you work out, you're voting for being a fit person. Every time you study, you're voting for being a focused learner. Every time you show kindness, you're voting for being a generous soul. You don't need 100 votes. You just need to keep casting small ones daily. Eventually the scale tips, and you become that person. So, now that we've explored all this, how do you actually start building atomic habits? James Clear recommends something simple but powerful, the 2-minute rule. When you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. Why? Because the goal isn't perfection. The goal is just to show up. Here are a few examples. Want to read more? Start by reading 1 page. Want to exercise? Just put on your workout shoes. Want to meditate? Sit quietly for 2 minutes. Want to write a book? Write 1 sentence. Most people try to do too much, too fast. But starting small builds confidence and momentum. You can't optimize what doesn't exist. So build the habit first, then scale it. James calls this gateway habits. Once you're in the habit of showing up, the rest becomes easier. Let's quickly recap everything we've learned from Chapter 1 of Atomic Habits. White heavy checkmark: tiny habits matter more than you think. White heavy checkmark: habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. White heavy checkmark: success isn't about setting goals, it's about building systems. White heavy checkmark: the most powerful habits come from your identity. White heavy checkmark: start small. Make it easy. Just show up. This is just Chapter 1, and yet it already shifts how we think about progress, motivation, and discipline. The truth is, big results don't come from big moves. They come from small steps taken consistently, day after day, choice after choice. That's the atomic power of habits. If you found this helpful, hit that like button. It helps the channel grow. Leave a comment sharing 1 small habit you're going to start today. I'll be reading them all. And subscribe to Books Unfold for more powerful book breakdowns, simplified and straight to the point. This is just the beginning. See you in the next video, where we'll dive into Chapter 2 and explore how habits are formed in the brain. Until then, remember, big changes begin with small habits.